Hi developers, I'm Hossein Dilai, Microsoft MVP. In this video, we'll learn how to remove items from a list view in Xamarin Forms application that uses the MVVM design pattern. Here we do have a demo for the application that we want to build today. Here we do have a list view of products, and if I click the remove button in each of the items right here, then that item will be removed from that list. So let's learn how to create such an application in Xamarin Forms. So here within Visual Studio, I'll go and create a new project by going to File, New Project. Then from here we choose Cross-Platform for creating Xamarin Forms applications. Then we choose Cross-Platform App and give our application a name, then hit OK. In this window, we choose to create a Xamarin Forms application that uses portable class library instead of shared project. So we pick PCL. Let's go and create an MVVM application that displays the list of products. For that, I'll go to the portable class library project right here. Then I'll add the folders for MVVM. So let's add the first folder for the models. We call it models. Then we'll add another folder for the view models, and a third folder where we'll put our views. We call it views. And we'll put our main page inside the views folder because this main page at the end is one of the views we use inside the application. Let's create the first model. For that, I'll go and add a new class inside the models folder. We call it product. A product is a public class, and each product will have a property of type string. It will be the name of the product. Then we'll have a second property to display, let's say, the price of that product. Here the price should be type double instead of integer. So this is our product. We want to create a list of products and manage it from within the view models. For that, we'll go to the view models, right click and add a new class. We call it products view model. Our view model is also a public class, and it will have a list of products. So let's create that list of products. Let's say list of product. We call it products. But here I'm gonna change, instead of using the list, because I want to manipulate this list, I want to remove items from this list, and if I want to do that, then I'm obliged to go through the notify property change it interface. But I can have a better solution. I can update my list of products by using, instead of list, we use observable collection. So with observable collection, I can get rid of using the notify property change it. Let's now add some data to our list of products. In a typical application, you would get this list of products from a web service or from your local database. But here, I'll just go and say products equal, then define data as static data for the sake of this demo. So let's say equal. Then right here, I'll go and import this list that I have prepared before the demo. So here, the list of all my products I want to show inside the user interface. Then now let's create the command that will remove one of these products from the products list. Let's create a public command. We'll call that command remove command because it will remove an item from the list. This command will have a getter. That getter will return a new command. This command will implement the functionality, or will implement a lambda expression for removing a product from our list of products. So we'll say products dot remove. Then from here we need to pass the product to the remove method in order to be removed. So how can we do that? Actually, with commands we can make commands that could pass parameters. So we'll add a parameter to this command, parameter of type product, because here command is a generic type, so we can pass that right here. We tell the remove command that we want to pass a parameter of type product. So here the type of the product, and from within the lambda expression right here it will accept that command, or that product right here. Good. Now we can use that product inside the remove method to remove it from the list. Good. So this is all the code we need from the view model. So we have that list of products, the remove command, then we initialize that list of products. Now let's go and create the user interface from our views here within the main page. Here we do have this default label, but I get rid of it, and instead of that I'll go and bind this view to my products view model by telling that the content page dot binding context will be equal to that products view model. So I copy that name of the view model, then tell I want to bind to that, and here using resharper it creates the namespace for the view models, for the products view model right here, because that namespace is app1.viewModels. So it created that clr dash namespace app1.viewModels, and then the name of my assembly here app1. Cool. Now we did have the binding. Now let's create that list view. So let's say our list view will be bound using the item source, will be bound to that list of products. We have to set the has uneven rows to true, because here we want to customize the items inside the list view. Then we'll say here we'll go and create the item template for each item inside our list view. So to do that, we do create a data template inside it, then we declare a view cell, then within that view cell we create a stack layout to display both the name and the price of each product. Let's do that inside a label. Let's say this first label will display, using binding, it will display the name of the product, then a second label that will display the price of that product. Now we want to add the button for removing the current item from the list view. So let's create that button, and let's create the text to say remove. And now, because we do have a command right here inside our view model, it would be really so nice to use the command instead of the click event. So let's create the command and let's bind it to our remove command. But right here I don't have the command displayed in the list of the options right here, because here I'm inside the context of my product model. I'm not inside the context of my products view model. So here you see that at this level, at the level of the list view, I'm inside the context of products view model, because here I can see the products, or also I can see the remove command. Okay, but now I'm not inside that same context, so I cannot use the command right here. If I do use the command, and if I want to access a certain remove command, for example, if I do create that, then you see that here it go to create it inside the product model, because it's inside that that context. But we don't want to do that. Instead, we'll get rid of the command and we'll be obliged to use the clicked. We know this is not the best option for using MVVM, but we'll go through the clicked event to invoke our command. So let's create a command or a clicked event. We'll call it remove, then remove clicked, and using ReSharper here I can go and create that event handler automatically. So it does that. And if you don't have ReSharper, then just you go to the code behind for your page right here and add this event handler. Cool. Now from within this event handler, we go and access our view model. For that, I'll define a property called VM, and we'll go to the binding context property. And because right here we are sure that the binding context have an object of type products view model, because we did bound this view to the products view model. So right here I can retrieve that products view model through the binding context property. So I go and convert it into products view model. Now we access our view model, then we can access and invoke the remove command. We can do that by saying remove command dot execute. And here, because our remove command should accept a parameter of type product, then we need to get the current product from within this list view. Here, because the command is because the button is inside this item template, then the binding or the binding context of this button will be set to the same binding context of this template, which is the product itself. So let's now retrieve that binding context from the button. Here, if we take a look at the sender, if when we run the application and put the cursor on top of sender, we can see that its type is the button, is of type button. So we go and retrieve that button by saying sender as button. We convert it to our button, so then we can get the binding context property, which will be of type product. We'll create a variable to get that product, then we'll pass that product to our remove command. Then when we execute the remove command, that product will be passed to this command right here. Great. Now you see that we do have here some remarks from ReSharper, and this is telling me there is possible null reference exception, because here we are converting using the as keyword, and using the as, if the conversion is not done successfully, then the return value for this conversion will be null. And the same here for binding to the view model. If the conversion is not done successfully, then we return null. So we cannot invoke the remove command if VM equal null. So this means we need to verify if VM is not null, and putting this operator right here means that if VM is not null, then we can go and invoke the remove command. If VM is not null, then nothing will happen. So this is like saying if VM is not null, then you open the brackets and then you say vm.remove command. Cool. Now let's run this application. For that, I'll choose here to run it on iOS using the iPhone stimulator and using the iPhone 7 iOS. The application is launched, and now I can see that I do have the list of my products. Let's try to remove the smartphone, for example, and here, boom, it's get removed when clicking the remove button. So thank you.